Hi fellow makeup fiends. So today I'm just going to do a little bit of a chatty video about the Urban Decay Naked palettes. Now I just really felt like doing a video today and I wasn't really sure what on. I can see me a little bit better there. But I figured that I would just do a little bit of a comparison between the 4 Naked palettes. Because I love them and I didn't think that I was going to. So I think that I'm quite a good person to talk about them because I was never one to wear brown eyeshadows at all, and they just didn't interest me. And when they brought the Naked palette out, there was so much hype about it and everybody was just so excited. I thought I'll go and check it out. So I got this at Debenhams and it's in a velvet sort of finish. Now I don't keep it in a drawer with other makeup, so I think that mine has actually fared really well. It actually sits on the shelf. So it's not looking really particularly grubby. I think it's really nice. I like that when you open this, it has like a magnetic clasp to shut it. So it's not going to flap open if you were holding it. But if you do want to put your makeup on, you can put it on and you can actually hold it and that falls back and it's actually really easy to hold and use. The Naked palettes are all very different in colour. I think a lot of people tend to think that the Naked 2 is very similar to the Naked 1, but when you see it in person and when you actually use it, you will see that it's actually very, very different. But this is what the 3 of them look like when you put them together. And while there are obviously going to be some similarities, there's only so much you can do with ivory and brown shades and sort of natural nude shades. There are a lot of differences with them. Now for me, Naked, I didn't think I was going to get a lot of use out of this, but I was very surprised that I did. I'm not a huge fan of gold ones, so that is very lightly used. But I've actually used a lot of the others, and as you can see I've hit pan on the first one there, which is Virgin, which I absolutely love this shade. It's a great all over base colour because I'm pale, so it just kind of just goes with my skin tone. I like that it's got these 2 blue shades in here, and I love the sort of burgundy shades as well. So it's not all browns, it had those 4 that weren't, and then the rest of them are brown. I love that they're shimmery and there's not really many, there's only 2 mattes in. I'm not sure if Virgin is a matte actually. No, not really. There are 2 lovely matte colours in here. And I feel like the Naked palette introduced me to putting a colour like that in the crease because it's not something that I used to do before. So I feel like that's just been really good for me. I feel also about this palette is that you have got like a good base shade but also a nice highlight, or if you wanted a brighter highlight you've got Sin, which is beautiful. You got some nice crease colours in here and then some darker colours that you could use along the lash line. So I feel like you've got everything in one place here with this palette, and you could do a whole eye with it and it's just a really lovely palette. The colours are really lovely. They're a little bit of cool toned. You've got like a nice really dark one. I mean the pigmentation on this is really lovely. They blend beautifully, so I've always been very happy with the Naked palette. Now when they brought the Naked 2 palette out I got so excited because these colours are more cool toned and that's what I prefer to wear. I don't know, I just think they suit me a lot better. But this one of course is in the metal tin. I really like this metal tin. I like the colour of it. I like the printing on it. I think it's really quite nice looking. And of course they all have, well, this has a bigger mirror than the first one. The mirror on the first one is kind of like, what is the point of this? I mean, you can see your eyes in it, but she says, holding it right up to them. But yeah, I like a bigger mirror to be honest. I mean, you can see your whole face while you're working there. Yeah, sometimes I'm not looking so great on a morning and that's not such a good thing, but yeah, it's quite good that it's got a big mirror. This palette is perfection. I love this palette so much. For me, this has got my perfect crease colour in here. I have a lovely all over base colour, which is perfect for the shadows to go on. And then I have nice highlight colours for the brow with these 2. And then I have a lovely liner colour. This black is insane. How beautiful and pigmented that shade is. Look at that, that's crazy. I love it. I just went like that and now I've got it everywhere. Oh dear. But I really love the cooler tones in this one. What I love about it as well is there's not a lot of gold. I'm not a gold person, so this really appeals to me a lot more. A little bit more along the bronzy coppery sort of shades, and as I said, just a lot more cool tone sort of colours. And oh, they're just, I love this colour. I have a bit of an obsession with that colour. Just beautiful. So I don't know why I'm swatching, but this this is my favourite colour for crease work. You won't see it hugely, but as I said, I never used to put that kind of colour in my crease until I got the Naked palettes, and now I do, and I love how it looks. I've actually got Naked 3 on today, as it happens, because I like this look that I can do with this one that I did recently in a Get Ready With Me. Yeah, so these ones are a lot more cool toned, and of course you haven't got the burgundy or the blue shades in this one, so that's where this kind of differs. It doesn't have any colour in it other than neutral sort of naked, earthy, like metallic sort of tones. Yeah, so Naked 2 is definitely my favourite out of all of them. Then the next thing they brought out was the Naked Basics. This little thing is an absolute gem. Now, I didn't used to wear matte shades at all before I got this palette, but I love this. And Walk of Shame is my favourite. Hit pan on that one. I've actually got that in like a single format now as well. And this is just a huge dented because that's an amazing colour for my crease. I wear that all over the lid. That's the best brow highlight I've ever come across because it's not too shimmery and too glittery. It's just really nice and subtle. I love the black. It's great for along the lash line, but it's a very pigmented black. And then this brown. This brown's just so pretty. Again, there it is there. It's just so pigmented, but it's such a nice brown. It's like so underrated. I don't know, I really like it. I love it all over the lid. So this is a fantastic palette. It's great for going on holiday, great to put in your bag if you're going out for the day and you want to refresh your makeup later on. Just a really beautiful all-round palette. It's got everything that you need in there, again, to do an eye, which is why I love the Naked 2 palette, because I think you need that black and that highlight shade for me, and your crease shade. If I've got a crease shade, a highlight shade, and an eyeliner shade in a palette, I'm happy, and it's a complete palette for me, because I know that I can create a whole eye look, and I wouldn't need to carry anything else with me. And that's kind of where Naked 3 lets me down, because it doesn't have that. Now, what I want to start with is the packaging. Now, I kind of like it, but I don't like the gold lettering because I'm not a huge gold fan. But I think it just looks like it's been left out in the rain. I'm not saying it's a bad thing and that it's horrible. It is quite a nice package and it's quite interesting, but it definitely looks like it's been left out in the rain and it's gone all wobbly. So that's how I feel about this one. And it's on the back as well. But it is a beautiful palette and I've got this on today. I love it. But it has a great base shade colour. I love this base shade colour. It's beautiful. And it's not a true matte. It's actually got a little of a satin to it. I don't know. It looks matte. But when you put it on, it has a little bit of a sheen. You're not going to see it because it's my skin colour. But it does have a little bit of a sheen. So that's not totally disappointing, but I feel like it hasn't really got my beautiful brow highlight that I like. However, it has introduced me to a new crease colour in Nuna, which has become an obsession lately. I've got that in the crease today and I just love Nuna in the crease. And I love this one in the crease. So this has got two beautiful crease colours in here. It's got quite a few glittery shades and I do feel that once we get to this end of the palette, from here, these couple of shades together, there's not a lot of difference between the three of them. That's what they look like. I just don't feel like they're massively different. As you can see, that's them. One of them's not really very pigmented. Swatch that. I might not swatch that one very heavily though. No, it's not very pigmented. But I just think that those three are just very similar shades. It's just like getting darker as you go on. I think I possibly prefer that one there out of the three of them. But I just feel that rather than have three incredibly similar shades, I really would have rather they put something else there. What I do love about this one is the end shade, which is Black Heart. Black Heart is stunning. I mean, it's a black colour with lots of little red micro pigments in there. Little silvery little red sort of shimmery bits. This is a lovely shade. I mean, I'm a little bit obsessed with it. It's not the most pigmented of blacks though, as you can see. But it is a very, very pretty colour and it's really nice if you use it with a wet brush because it just helps it become a little bit more intense and it also stops those red bits of glitter flying away and you losing them. I also use that on top of the Black Heart eyeliner pencil, which also helps intensify it. So I put that on underneath, then pack this on with a damp brush over the top, and then you do really see more intensity in the black, but also you start to see the red shimmers a lot more and you don't lose as much. So it does work really well. Now I feel like that's a really nice addition to this palette because it's something very different. I feel like they've given us a shadow that we haven't seen before, which is nice because sometimes when you get palettes, particularly Urban Decay, they can repeat shadows or do things that are very similar, and I feel like they have tried to like sort of jump out the box with this one in the fact that they've tried to make it a little bit different. These shades are definitely more rose gold and coppery toned and pink toned, which is really nice. I'm not massive on pink shadows as a rule. but I do think they're really pretty. And to be honest, the first ones, I want to say, if you take it up to there, I absolutely love all of these shades. I suppose this one is not as used. I'm in such a state now, I can't swatch anymore. I don't use that one quite so much out of the first ones, but the rest of them are lovely. I do find that dust has quite a bit of fallout and can be very sort of chunky, so I definitely use that with either a fix and mist, which I use the MUA Pro Base Fix and Mist. I just spray a bit on the back of my hand and dampen the brush and use it like that, because then that stops it just flying away quite so much, and it just, I don't know, I think that shadow performs a lot better wet than it does dry. It just looks a lot better on. But I just feel like this, although it's got my crease colour in here, I don't feel like it's got a dramatic liner colour, because black art, as lovely as it is, it takes a lot to kind of get it quite dramatic. So I feel like there's no liner in there, and there's not a nice shimmery brow sort of highlight colour. So I don't feel like this is the perfect palette just because it doesn't have everything in there that I'm looking for. That said, it is very different to the other ones, so it is quite nice that this time they've gone for something a little bit different, and we've got some different tones in here. And I have actually been using this one and using it with Naked too, so I think these two work together particularly well. Put them that way. So yeah, I mean, I love all of them. I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, this is the best, and forget all of the rest. That rhymed, sort of. But what I will say is, I'm really glad that I got Naked. It started me on my Naked journey, and I still use that one now. In fact, I did an eye look with this the other day, and I really enjoyed how it looked. Naked 2 is definitely my favourite and definitely my most reached for. I just feel like it's just the complete eye and one palette, and that's the reason that I like Naked Basics, because if you're in a hurry, if you don't know what you want to do with your makeup, this is just one look in a palette. It's just, it looks really, really nice. I absolutely love it. And I've actually used this in conjunction with Naked 3 as well, just because I think they go quite well together. What I will say is there are quite a few shimmery shades in here. You don't get a lot of matte shades in here. So if you're somebody who is more of a matte fan than a shimmery fan, it's probably something I'd give a miss. But they're all like that. I think all of these palettes tend to have that, except the Naked Basics. This is one that definitely everybody should have in their collection, just because I think it's got some great staple colours in there. But yeah, I mean, I love this, and I've been using this for quite a while now, and I do actually reach for it. Like I said, I've got it on today. I like these colours. I think that I was in a hurry this morning as well, and I found it quite easy to just kind of that's literally how I was doing my makeup this morning. It was such a rush. I kind of slept in. I hit, instead of hitting snooze on my alarm, I hit dismiss on my alarm, and then I woke up and I was like, oh, you know that bit in Home Alone where they kind of jump out of bed? I slept in. It was kind of like that. Yeah. Anyway, they're definitely worth getting. I'm definitely glad that I've got all of them. If they bring out another one, I'll get that one as well. But I love Urban Decay palettes. As you know, I'm a total Urban Decay addict. I love them. I love Urban Decay. I just think they do fantastic eyeshadows, and they're mostly what I reach for, to be honest. If I'm not using Urban Decay, then I'm probably using MAC, I would say. And I've got some Sugar Pill that I reach for as well. And I love my Sigma Creme de Couture, so yeah. I like them, but I don't buy a lot of single eyeshadows. They're not something that I reach for. I've got like a little drawer unit that's got like single eyeshadows in, and I don't have a lot. And these are my single shadows. These are fantastic pieces. They're a staple for anybody's collection if you want to make an investment in really good shadows, and you get a brush with them, so that's a really good bonus. I got a brush with all three of the big ones, and not with this small one. No. Yeah, you don't get anything with this one, and you got a brush with these ones. They did used to do like a little freebie. I got primer potion with this one, got a lip gloss with this one, and then you just got the primer potion samples with this one. But they're just really great staple sort of things that you can use them with other looks. Sometimes I'll just pick up these palettes just to get the crease colour or the brow highlight colour, and that's all I'll use from it. So, or sometimes I'll do a full eye look. So I feel like they're very versatile, and they're really useful to have in your collection. And I've waffled for far too long, but I hope you've enjoyed this video. Thank you very much for watching as always. Don't forget to like, share and comment and subscribe. I'm gonna love and leave you and see you all soon. Bye. Whereas I feel like the tins they're just really awkward. I find if I've got this on the desk, it's a case of trying to get the mirror to just lie down, and now it's lying down and it doesn't normally. Maybe it's because it's just used to it. Yeah, oh, okay. That's not a point now, because it's doing it. Oh dear. So, right. Okay. Stop tied. Okay. Right.